Theory topic 1, the stave. Okay, the stave is the set of 5 lines that music is written on. Okay, so you can see here we've got 5 lines, and that is what we write the music on so that the musicians know what notes to play. So that is called the stave. The stave. The note heads, they're little oval, sort of egg-like shapes. They can be coloured in, they can be empty, but they need to be slightly oval, and they can be put either on the lines. Now this is on the line, and it can be a little bit confusing because on the line means with the line going through it. You can see here, let's just zoom in on this one, that the line is going through the note head. So that is on the line. I like to think of it that if you were playing hopscotch or something and someone said, stand on that line, you are on the line. That note is on the line in the same way you would be standing on it. Okay, so that's on the line, or on the spaces, or in the spaces. So there's the space. So that note is in the space. Oops, I've just drawn on it. That note is on the space, and that note is on the line. So really important that you don't get confused when you're writing. Obviously, writing words, it would be a little bit different to this. So you must make sure that you understand on the line means the line going through it, or in the spaces, in between the lines. And you can see that these notes absolutely fill those spaces in between the lines. Okay. And they must be oval shape, not like golf balls. Okay, so if you have to write a note, we're going to have a look at this first question. Write a note head on every line and leave gaps between the notes as shown in the examples above. Okay, so looking for gaps like that. So if I'm looking for a note head on every line, already I can see the first line has a note on it. So it has a note on the line with the line going through it. So my next line, there's the first line, that would be my next line. Now you can see I'm trying to leave a gap, so probably here would be a good place. And I'm going to do my little oval shape there. So that would be my next line. And then I would try and leave another space and look at what my next line would be. Remember, you now know that the stave, as said here, is a set of 5 lines. So if there were 5 lines, and this question has asked you to write a note head on every line, you know that means you need to do 5 note heads because there were 5 lines. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, you've got to do the same thing but for every space. So let's have a look at that one. There's the first space. So I'm looking not at the line but the space in between the lines. And I'm going to try, just to make it neat, I'm going to try and line up with there. And I'm going to do my oval shape in between the space. So there's my space, my note head in the space. So one on the line and on the space. And I would continue doing that, but you can do that on your own. Number 3, write the note heads on the 3rd line. So this you've got to concentrate a little bit more on what the question's saying. Write 3 note heads on the 3rd line up from the bottom. So you've got to do 3 note heads on the 3rd line up from the bottom. So you need to count 1 line, 2 line, 3 line. And you'll see that they've already done the first one. So you're going to do 2 more. I don't need to show you that because you can probably work that out. Then write 3 note heads in the first space. Again, I'm going to leave you to do that on your own based on what I said about number 2. Okay, so 3 note heads in the first space. Where is the first space? Remember, you always count from the bottom up. And then write a note head on every line and in every space. So that means every line will have a note going, sitting on it, and every space will have a note in it. So my next one would be here. My next one would be here, and so on, until you've got the whole stave covered in notes. I hope that clarifies the stave having 5 lines And you can put notes with the line going through it, on the line, or on the spaces in between the lines.